never. My students use the just use for them now.
Go. Press. Go back there. And then you come back your ball.
Watch the flight of the ball.
Not allowed. Not allow him. Very good.
What?
Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Jishafe. Time to take you around the world of sport. Before we give you update what is happening around this juicy world of sport, we quickly look at the focus for today, which is the Swan election. It's taking place in Omoku, River State. And as we speak right now, lots of delegates are ready to vote to get new leadership of Swan. Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, we're having their triennial delegates actually over there in Omoku, River State today. Well, right now we are going to be joined by a sport journalist, Ikenna Okonkwo, over there in Omoku. Good to have you on the show, Ikenna Okonkwo.
Thank you so much, Adeni. It's a pleasure.
Okay, good one. First of all, how is Omoku? How what's happening there in River State?
Yes, today is the D-Day, and we are all awaiting the time for the full council, which will precede the election proper. Which will now precede the election proper. The full council is all about the ceremonial. If it's in the military, you say full out of the previous administration, like outgoing administration, as it were. They are not previous yet until that event holds, which is known as full council in our operational mode. So from there, we now go into the election proper later in the day, say towards the noon part of the day.
Okay, right now it seems Omoku is bubbling. I'm sure I can guess right there, right?
Every stakeholder that needs to be here has been here since yesterday. Some were here since Tuesday. So we have all been doing a lot of the hospital is on the usual campaign, meetings here and there. Possibilities. Days are, meeting the delegates, trying to sell whatever idea they have for the association for the next 3 years. We run 3 years tenure. So it's a full house, like you rightly pointed out.
Yeah, from what I actually bumped into online, I saw that there are some positions that won't be contested for due to the fact that some of these candidates that wanted to vie for those elections were actually nullified due to one reason or the other. Give us update concerning this.
Okay, so we had our constitutional, which we call statute. We had it amended as a 2009. So a lot of clauses that were adjusted and all of that, just to make our modus operandi more professional as it ought to be. Because ours is a professional, we're not just a human body, but a professional body. So we needed to, streamline our operational mode professionally, because most times you see that people see journalism as a place to come and kind of get cash, but it's not so. We have our own mode of operation, like I said earlier, within the confine of our initial course of study, which is mass communication or journalism as it were. So if you are not, if you have not been trained, you've not gone to school, you've not got some basics about the profession, you've got to do that, especially when you want to Dr. Maxwell said, everything rises and falls on leadership. So the amendment was that let those that will lead be those that will lead that course of making sure that the profession is in line the way it ought to be. You can't tell somebody to take water when you don't take water. You can't tell somebody to wear clothes when you don't dress. So if you want to enforce that people who are practicing should be professionals, you that is trying to work, you have to be a professional. You have to have qualifications as a professional. So the disqualification or the clearance issues, came from the angle of the fact that the committee in charge of conducting the election insisted that these things have to be done. People have to align with the stipulations that are enshrined in the status. So that's what they applied, and eventually some people who were contesting or who are contesting actually couldn't meet those criteria, and of course they insisted that they won't go ahead with they won't be allowed to continue with the contest.
Okay, but right now it seems most of these, I don't want to call the contestants now since they've not been approved, but somehow they've been aggrieved. What's the committee or so on, or even the election is about to take place today? Is there anything happening from these aggrieved members who are not too happy for the fact that their appeal was not given the permission to contest? What's happening concerning them right now?
Yeah, so the electoral body gave opportunity for appeal, which they did yesterday. Of course, being part of the process of the election. So they submitted, and according to what is on Excos, I'm not a member of that body. They said whatever submission they have made afresh in most of the calculation or most of the whatever they didn't. We're not outside of what they have seen earlier in the past 4 or 5 months thereabouts. So they didn't agree to readmit them or to admit them. So that's how that one went. Then the outgoing president had met every contestant, whether you are cleared or not cleared. We met everybody last night to early this morning, trying to pacify everybody to be on the same page, because in every circumstance like this, not everybody would virtually be happy with the outcome. So try to speak to everybody to say this is a contest, it's not so it is that you are aspiring to lead, but that certain rules should be adhered to. So, and that pep talk from the president, I kind of try to assuage people, the contestants in this case, and even though some of them are still not too happy up to now, but the thing is that everyone is moving on with all of these processes.
Okay, even though according to you everyone is trying to move on, but let's look at those vacant positions that they don't have candidates for due to the fact that they were actually not approved to contest. What happens to those positions now? When will they fill them?
So when the new administration comes on board in a few hours' time, it's up to the leadership to look at those positions, and the way our operational mode is to appointment will be done to fill those vacant positions. So, and if you see align with the fact that those will eventually.
Well, Sport Rights Association of Nigeria will be having the election today. But what time is the election coming up?
Oh, the time is like I told you, there will be full council, which is the ceremonial pull out of the outgoing administration. They will have to give detailed account of what has happened in the past 3 years, financially, administratively, operationally. So when it's done, but the ceremony, the full ceremony will start from 12 noon. So once they finish, the electoral committee of the electoral body will now take over and conduct the election. So basically, the entire event officially starts by 12 noon.
Okay, good one there. Joining us from Omoku, River State has been Ikenna Okonkwo. Ikenna, before I let you go, just this one. Seems your position is unopposed. You are vying for the Secretary General, right?
Yeah, so we are 3, but eventually the 2 other persons couldn't make the screening. From the electoral body point of view, they couldn't make the results at the end of the day.
Is it that they couldn't make it to Omoku or they didn't qualify?
No, yes, they are here with us. We are all together here. So, but they eventually didn't get the pass from the electoral body.
Okay, good one. Ikenna Okonkwo joining us from Omoku in River State to give us update concerning the Swan Sports Association of Nigeria election that will be coming up today. Thank you so much, Ikenna, for that update. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Adeni. It's a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I'll soon be with you live in Abuja.
A good one. Yes, we just spoke with Ikenna Okonkwo there, who right now giving us update concerning the election coming up. That's the Triennial Congress coming up today concerning Sport Rights Association of Nigeria, where they will be electing new Excos to that organization that will run the affairs for the next 3 years. Yeah, good one. At least we wait to see who will become the new president and all the positions will be filled, while some positions will be vacant due to the fact that some candidates have been screened out and they will be filling that up after the new ESCO. We're going on a short break to let you have a feel of some basketball. By the time we return, we'll go into the world of sport. Fantastic performance here from Nigerian basketballers doing their thing. This dunk and slams full of basketball. That will be the story we're looking at right now. That's to do with Nigerian team Dtigers. They were able to win their game against Gabon 71-55 over there, as right now they've qualified to play against Congo in the quarterfinals after defeating Gabon. Well, they lost against Angola. The first game in the competition, they won against Mali. Facing Angola, they lost out, and then they met Gabon as a wild card. From there, they were able to defeat Gabon 71-55, and right now they've been able to qualify to face Congo. But the real thing right now is the fact that Congo, defending champion of this competition, are very, very top. They want to see how they can still make it, but it is achievable because right now Dtigers are fired up for the fact that they were able to defeat Gabon. They believe that they can do it again against Congo, and we wait to see what's be happening concerning that. Joining me in the studio is Nuel, Samson. Looking at the fact that our team right now, they play how many games? They play
2 games so far.
Three games. Okay. They lost 1. They won 2. And then they'll be able to qualify for the classification category of this competition called Fiba Afrocan, strictly for home-based players in Africa. And right now, defeating Gabon has given them the chance to play against Congo there. But the main thing right now is Congo, they are defending champions. A lot of people are scared that can they scale through, but I think it's very possible.
Yeah, it's very possible. Congo, the Congolese, they are not God. They are humans like us also. So I believe there's this particular home-based Nigerian
Dtigers
and Nigeria basketball team are going to defeat Congo. You see, they played 3 games so far. They lost 1. That's against Angola, which is a very good team. Then after losing against Angola, they played Gabon, which it was a back to sender. Who I don't know the
really, I was really surprised seeing the results 71-55.
Yeah, very wide margin.
Yes, and the coach Odaudu said, well, because of the fact that they had rest, that gave the boys the chance to perform, because all the matches they've been playing have been back to back, kind of they are being tired, they are fatigued. So for this particular one, they were able to rest, and now they got their acts together against Gabon. It was a blown away.
Yeah, very good one. So we just hope against the Congolese, they have enough time to rest also too, and they shouldn't just relax, they should just try, because from these places where they could, these players can go to a greater place and greater team. So they should just try and make sure they win the Congolese. I believe in them also.
Well, from the way it is, a tough one it is, but I know it is very achievable. Looking at the fact that this team, a lot of news filtering in, that some of the players are aggrieved that they are not being featured in the competition, so they are fighting for their space.
Yeah, that's the spirit, because if you are aggrieved that you are not being featured in the competition, that means you are not good enough, because we cannot be in the same team. I'm quite better than you, and we want to put you there on the team. You have to just fight at least. Whenever, maybe for instance, we are playing the match now and okay, I should come and rest, and you come in. Show them that okay, you don't want to rest, you want to be on the first, the major team, so that it should be a kind of a motivation for them to fight hard. And I believe those players, when they give them the opportunity to get into the team, they will be able to play better. So if they can give some of them chance against the Congolese, I think they will perform well.
Let's see what will be happening concerning the team Dtigers, home-based Nigerian basketballers representing us over there in Angola, where they are fighting at the Fiba Afrocan competition taking place in Angola, precisely in Luanda. Right now, a big one, because they've been able to qualify to face Congo in the quarterfinals after defeating Gabon 71-55. Well, there's still hope for them. They got here under the white card category, and now they seem the white card is favoring them. Let's see what they'll be doing against defending champion Congo. Can they at least beat them there? It is very possible. Well, Coach Odaudu has been talking that the players really rest enough for the match, and that has given them an edge over Gabon. Let's believe that they can do that against Congo today as they file out against them. Away from basketball, let's talk about volleyball. Volleyball Phase 1 Premier League is starting today, although different clubs are battle ready in Abuja. Let's see the games that have been slated earlier, that will be coming up earlier today. Quickly, let's look at those fixtures that have been lined up by Volleyball Federation. For the men, you have Nigeria Immigration Service versus Nigerian Police Force, Sunshine Spikers against Kada Kings. You have Spartan Spikers against Ofa Volleyball Club. NSCDC, that's Civil Defense Team, against Chief of Army Staff Spikers in volleyball. Looking at the women's fixtures also. The women will be playing. Let's look at their own fixture as Kwara United Volleyball Club takes on Kada Emirates, Anambra Queens against Chief of Army Staff Spikers, Benue Queens versus Chief of Naval Staff Spikers, while Life Camp Volleyball Club face they'll be taking on Nigerian Immigration Service. I still don't know how the Anambra Queens will escape Chief of Army Staff Spikers. How do you see that?
Yeah,
it's just name.
Yeah, Chief of Army. I'm also surprised where you can see enough the Nigeria Police Force, immigration, the civil defense.
If we check, when it comes to sport, most of the military and although paramilitary, they have a lot of teams, especially handball, volleyball, basketball, football,
boxing also too.
Boxing, they are very
it seems the Nigeria Police Force actually one of the they are really when we talk about some of the some of the best boxers you have in Africa actually from the Nigeria Police Force.
Yes.
So it's a very nice one. So the COS striker we
Spikers.
Spikers, you know, against Anambra Queens. You know, the word Queens is quite.
But like I actually mentioned, names don't play it. Yeah. Let them get there and do their business.
I think basketball, volleyball is a very interesting game, and I think most people don't know much about this game because of the lack of sponsorship they don't have, and the exposure is not that much. So I think if because now most of these teams are some of the things that people are doing for us now. Kwara United has a volleyball team.
A lot of people know them anyway because if you follow volleyball in Nigeria,
but how many people follow? It's another thing.
The problem is, in fact, the media need to do more by projecting most of this particular sport because a lot of people need to know. But you know, attention has been on football, and if you notice, attention has been on foreign sport mostly.
Exactly.
We leave our own and focus. And every Nigerian can tell you everything about Chelsea, about Arsenal, but ask them about Nigerian league.
About their hometown team.
Exactly.
They don't know about.
They can tell you everything about that is happening about athletics in Europe, but talk about Nigerian athletics, they don't even know. So we need to project more about our own.
I have someone who has is a volleyball fan. He has much more about. He knows much more about international volleyball things.
Ask him about Nigeria.
I'm sure the last time he discussed it, do you know so this? We are Nigeria, so volleyball player.
Really, we need to know more about our own. That's why really it's a clarion call to sport journalists out there to continue to project Nigerian sport more because there is no Oyinbo man anywhere that will be talking about Nigerian volleyball in Canada, in US. But here, we talk about their leagues, talk about whatever they are doing. So we need to project our own first or more before theirs. And
another thing, after we project, we know we talk about theirs actually because they have a kind of wider space of coverage, and the game is, will I call, improved well there. So I think if the government also can also invest on these games also too, we're able to talk about them, not about you talking, and when you see the pitch, it's not something you can even talk about.
Facilities should be available.
So we should also talk about. The government should also work on them also too.
Not only governments, corporate sponsors, corporate bodies should also join. Sports is really a universal language, and it's business and fitness. Let's take our last story on the show as we talk about tennis now. Djokovic, Jabeur in Wimbledon semi-final. Good one for the two of them. Right now we have semi-finalists in this competition. Right now they are doing so well in England for the fact that Djokovic was able to defeat Rublev, while Jabeur defeated Rebekina in the game she fought for to get her own pound of flesh, just like last season when she was defeated by Rebekina. But right now, Ons Jabeur from Tunisia, the queen from Africa, being supported by the whole African continent over there at the Wimbledon. But right now, let's look at the semi-finalists, both for men and women in this competition. Well, we have Novak Djokovic will be taking on Jannik Sinner, who right now was able to qualify. He also did well. Facing Djokovic will be a big one for him. And you have Carlos Alcaraz against Dani Medvedev. Another big match there between Alcaraz and Dani Medvedev. A tough one is going to be who wins this one. For Medvedev, who has not been able to win Wimbledon, will he be able to do it against Carlos Alcaraz? We are waiting for that. For the women, it's a tough one because Elena Svitolina, who actually dumped world number one right now, Iga Swiatek will be taking on Marketa Vondrousova, while Ons Jabeur from Tunisia will face Arina Sabalenka. Well, those are the games slated for today. Well, in the semi-final for women and also for men, a tough one it is. But right now, from the way it is, well, Ons Jabeur is being supported by the whole Africa. They want to see her doing well to qualify for the final. Even though last year she dropped at the quarterfinal, but this time around she wants to do it and she believes in herself. The whole Africa pushing for Ons Jabeur from Tunisia. Just to give you an update, concerning tennis, and that will be it on the show. Well, Nuel Samson, thanks so much for joining us.
The pleasure is mine.
And also for Ikenna Okonkwo, joining us from Omoku in River State concerning the Swan Triennial election that will be coming up, giving us update there. I really appreciate you. That will be it on the show. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.